know that everybody was present for that meeting, right? Can you summarize some of the changes, just so everybody is clear on the record?
In pretty fair shape. Okay. Before we get into other things, I have two visitors here with me tonight. Let's see, Curtis Page. Come on up, and they're gonna discuss what I had, that gave to you.
Yes. So my name is Russell Seeley. I'm the assistant director, one of the assistant directors for the Division of Drinking Water. And
I'm Curtis Page. I'm the new district engineer for Southeast.
Okay, now let's go.
And Russell took this position.
Thank you, brother.
This new position, his new alternative. I applied for that. So you know, really Russell.
And I'm glad to have you.
well, and we're happy to be here. So I live in Price. We both live in Price. So we're happy to represent this part of the state to Salt Lake. And we're also happy to represent Salt Lake to this part of the state. So it works both ways. But we appreciate you reaching out, Mayor, to us to come talk about your water system and water systems in general. And we value this partnership that we have with the department and the Division of Drinking Water. And we want to thank you for allowing us to come and talk about that. I can talk about water all day long. It's really boring at family gatherings when I drone on about drinking water systems. But thank you for caring about your water and your citizens and the water that they drink. So kind of a little bit of a background summary. So drinking water comes from two places. Groundwater through springs and wells, which you don't have here, or it's surface water. Groundwater is usually a lot cleaner. The earth tends to filter a lot of the stuff out, and that's good, but it's not available in all areas. Surface water is not as clean. We recognize that. The surface water is not clean. There's a couple different grades of surface water. Some of it is purer than others, I guess. We all look in the same category as surface water, but if you think about like Green River City, they take their water out of the Green River. Upstream of Green River is the Price River, so Prywide dumps into that. And you think about Vernal and those municipalities dump into Green River. So Green River City is pulling used water, so to speak. Whereas here, it isn't used. Grassy Trails comes from snow melt, and that's it. So it's still surface water though, and it's not clean. You don't drink it out of the reservoir. It needs to be cleaned in a surface water treatment plant, which you have the newest surface water treatment plant in the state. So I think that's something to be proud of. It was turned on last year and works great. So a little bit of background for surface water treatment plants. There's multiple barriers in a surface water treatment plant to prevent contamination from getting through, and we treat that contamination or pull it out of the water. So we have a couple of parameters that we require for all surface water treatment plants. So for Cryptosporidium, which is a little pathogen that will make you sick, we require 99% removal of Cryptosporidium. Giardia is 99.9% of all Giardia. And viruses, any viruses, you need to demonstrate that you can remove 99.99% of all viruses. And then bacteria is zero. You can have zero bacteria in your water. So those are the limits. If you do multiple testing grounds, don't do that, then we shut it down, we fix it, we make it right. Like those are the standards set by the state, those are the standards set by the federal. So those are the pathogens that we remove. We're very concerned about pathogens wherever they come from, whether they're cows or fish or animals, or just standing water can have bacteria in it. So we're very careful about bacteria. We're very worried about that because we don't want people to get sick. The surface water treatment plant also removes a number of other things, such as manganese, which has been a big concern in the past. I've come a couple times to talk about manganese. It's not manganese season right now, so we measure at the treatment plant manganese every day, and it's non-detect. We don't get manganese typically until it gets a little bit warmer in the summer, and we think it comes from warmer temperatures and also some rainstorms that tend to flush down the stream. When we do get manganese in the water, we have methods to remove the manganese, and so that usually starts. I was talking with Cody this morning. That usually starts in mid-July, so he's ready for it, and we watch for it. So it's measured every day. If it starts to tick up, he has ways to remove the manganese from the water. So that's a concern that we pay attention to. We're also very worried about chlorination, and that's one of the ways that we kill the pathogens, the bacteria, the viruses, and what have you. So chlorination will kill these critters, which is great. Another reason we add chlorine to the water is it helps remove stuff like iron and manganese. It binds with those metals and they sink to the bottom. And so chlorination is very important, and it does a lot of things. It's really good. But we also watch chlorination closely. If you add too much chlorine to the water, it can react with organic matter like algae that you don't see, and can create some bad stuff, disinfection byproducts, which is bad. So we limit the amount of chlorine that you can add, and we measure for disinfection byproducts because they can make people sick. So we want to pay attention to that. At the same time, it can't be too low because it's not doing the right job. So there's a sweet spot for the chlorine, and we measure that every day in the treatment plant to make sure that we're at the right level. We also measure it in town every day to make sure that there's a residual in town, to make sure that that chlorine stays in there, that there aren't any breaks in the line where something bad can get in. So we measure that every day to make sure that we have the right amount in there. There's some other things that we watch. Harmful algal blooms are a thing in grassy trails. We watch for that and measure for those things, and so far that hasn't been an issue. But those are kind of a collection of emerging contaminants that we're paying close attention to.
Look at how smog.
Oh yeah, so there's been a lot of concern about how do we know what's going on. And as I talked with Cody today, so we require every year that every drinking water system sends out what's called a consumer confidence report. a CCR is what we call it, and that lists all things that we
There's the guy
there's
right there.
and several pages long,
There he
chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, all kinds of things, inorganic
There's
metals,
the guy.
that are taken from a sample of your drinking water, and that goes out to all people. It's gonna go out in your next newsletter. Cody said it would be ready on the 20th, so later this week. So watch for that. Everyone should get it, and that's required by the state that it goes to everyone. And the name is the reason why we do it, the Consumer Confidence Report. We want the consumers of the water to have confidence in the water, so that they can look and see, okay, your lead levels are this, your copper levels are this, there aren't any radioactive materials in there, or whatever you're concerned about is on that list. So look for that. That's our tool. We have those records of those going back years and years and years. So every year.
Because that's
So we have a
it's
flyer
redder
that
than
we can
mine.
pass out that has some links on it to our website.
Stay
So
on
you
the
can go in. We have this really neat tool called WaterLink. You can go to East Carbon and see all kinds of information. So you can see the testing schedule, when certain things need to be tested, how often you need to test for lead and nitrates, and other metals, and those sorts of things. So that's called WaterLink. There's some other things we keep track of points. So when systems have a deficiency, when they fail to do testing, or if they have something wrong, we give them some points to motivate them to get those fixed. I believe each department has about 50 points right now, which is okay. Once you get to 150 points, then the state takes action and you get covered. So 50 points.
Thank you.
So that's not anything to worry about, but we keep track of it. Let's see here. So we've got another link on our website on the sheet for easy search is what it's called. So the Department of Environmental Quality, we're on that.
Thank you guys for being
Instead
here,
of
man.
doing a
Appreciate
grammar request for test results or something like that, you can go to the easy search and type in what you want, and you'll get plenty of documents to keep yourself busy. So we try and make sure as much material is available to the public as possible. We
His
also
head sweat.
have- there's a link on
Look,
there
he wiped
as
his
well
head.
to type in
Sweat like all
operator
over.
certification. So to run and operate a water treatment plant, you have to be certified by the state. And that depends on the complexity of the plant, the size of the city, and that information is on WaterLink. And both of your
Good
water
crowd
operators
tonight.
are certified at the appropriate level. They need to have experience, they need to take a test, pass a written
It's called
test,
being
they need
exposed, finally.
ongoing experience at various trainings and conferences. And you can see that on there, who they are, what level they are, and
He's trying to get a camera.
make sure
I'm
that they're
live,
good.
though.
So that's all public, and you can look that up. We have other information on our website, there's fact sheets, there's information about drinking water, so we just have a wealth of information online. And then, just to finish up, if something goes wrong, and there, for example, just yesterday, North Emory had problems in their water treatment plant. And they called Curtis and said, Curtis, how do we fix this? And we have a wealth of resources. at the
That's the
Division of Drinking
lawyer
Water,
right here.
People with experience,
That's the
and
lawyer.
networks, and we're able to get them
Dumb
the
son
things
of a
that they
bitch.
need. Their treatment plant is still shut down. They're reaching out to other water systems to share equipment so that they can get the right analyzer so that they can get opened up hopefully tomorrow and start making water again.
The mayor's head looks like a grape.
We've been here before. We had a do not drink order
Damn grape.
a couple of years ago.
Oh,
But the
shit.
division is very concerned about the quality of your drinking water, what your citizens, your children, your elderly people are drinking. And we want to make sure that we're partners with the city to make sure that you have clean drinking water that you can depend on.
That's the guy.
We're here if you have questions or need help.
Yep.
That's what the division is here for. Any questions about anything?
I don't think
We're not
50,000 people watching,
related.
but they will.
So, so for the most part, this article is on water is garbage.
Well, it raises some concerns, and we share a lot of those concerns. There's concern about bacteria, great. We don't like bacteria in water. concerned about bacteria in water, and so we want to make sure that this treatment plant is functioning properly.
His head looks like a flippin' grape.
We do lots of tests for bacteria. Curtis learned how to do bacteria tests yesterday, helping out with North Emory. So that's probably our biggest concern.
Mr. Lawyer right there.
The article talks about chlorine. We're very concerned
That's
about
great.
chlorine.
He's
We want to make sure that we have enough chlorine to do what it's supposed to do.
That's
to
the
all
guy.
that stuff. But
That's the guy. That's the wonderful city
chlorine.
council.
So you guys, the city measures chlorine every day. To make sure that the chlorine is in the right amount. So I think that there are some valid
Everybody gets to
concerns
see
there,
it now.
but that's what the surface water treatment plant does.
It's a better job
is it
anyway.
takes care of those concerns. We're worried about manganese. The surface
Hi,
water
Jody.
treatment plant measures manganese every day. And right now, it's not detected.
Look, he's filming.
Manganese. So
Look,
it's a big concern for us.
he's
as
doing
well.
his
So we
First
wanna make
Amendment
sure that the
protected
treatment plant
activity
has those
at a
tools
city council meeting. That's
to
wonderful.
treat
Good for him.
for all things, to make sure that the water is safe.
So,
Go ahead.
we've had for years, this problem with the cattle, we had an uprising here. You know, it was a big concern.
You hear everything
And,
nice. Is everything okay with the
And
hearing?
so, we were up to the canyon and it was really, there was cows all over in the top end of that, and they were just doing what they do. So, I raised hell about it, and, pretty soon, we had a big meeting with all the cattlemen.
That's hilarious. Hey, thank you, Mile High. Good to see you, buddy.
How much do we have to be concerned about that?
Ladies and
Not
gentlemen.
horribly concerned.
You should
We
look at my advice.
consider surface water as unclean, like
You'll learn.
untreated. And we have our process to get rid of the sediment, anything that's in the
Oh,
water.
that's a water.
And we treat it.
His name's Sealy.
So whether you have 0 cows or lots of cows.
I've looked him up. I haven't had an interview with him yet. I
And
will.
you'll see that all over the state. I just drove up to
Look at the
Provo
mayor, or look at the
last
look
week.
at the lawyer
There's
right there.
cows up in the White River, up above
That's the
Cranston.
smug ass lawyer.
It's not that big of a deal. There are cows in Schofield all the time, not that big of a deal. Upstream from Schofield, cows, there are cows everywhere. And it's not,
Thanks for coming in, guys.
it's not a big deal. And if
And
you don't
cows.
have cows, you have deer, you have squirrels, you have beavers,
First
fish,
Amendment
whatever.
protected
You
activity.
have stuff living in the water. That's not great, don't drink it. Go through the surface water treatment plant. And we'll take care of it.
Hey, Mary,
Good to see you, Joe. Come.
any question you have?
Yes,
Well, you answered it, but thank you
Oh,
for that
good.
information, I appreciate
Good.
that, that's helpful. In layman's terms, we meet all of these requirements, East Carbon City meets them all, correct?
yes, East Carbon has great water.
Thank you.
And that's the whole point, is we wanna make sure that East Carbon has good water to drink. We watch levels, different things have different levels. So manganese has a certain level, iron has a certain level, arsenic has a certain level, nitrate has a certain level. We're watching one at Arches right now, their nitrate is getting close to the maximum. And so we've been talking with them, saying, okay, what are you gonna do if it gets that high? And so all of your levels look great. But when we see something getting close to the danger level, we start saying, what's going on? What can we do? Do we need to change the treatment plan? Do we need to do something? But we're always watching the data. And
That's
the treatment plan collects
ordinance lady
data,
right there.
we analyze that data, they analyze that data,
Right,
and so
that's
we're always
right after
looking
that
for
time.
things that
Mary North is her name.
cause
She
problems.
works for the city.
Is there still fluoride in the water?
So there might be a little bit of natural fluoride in the water, but nobody is allowed to add fluoride to the water anymore. So the legislature passed that bill this last session, and as of
Gonna go look at it.
May 7th or something like that, then all of that had to stop. Now, East Carbon has never added fluoride to the water. Helper used to add fluoride to their water, but they stopped doing that maybe 15 years ago. So basically, the only water systems that were adding fluoride to their water were Salt Lake County water systems and Davis County water systems. So
Thanks for coming.
it's an interesting question, but it really doesn't apply to East Carbon. It is a naturally occurring element. So when you look at the consumer confidence report that comes out this next week, it might say that there's a trace. I don't know. But that just occurs.
I think there's about one camera in the corner up there.
Anything else?
Yeah, so it's, what comes out of the plant matters.
There's one camera right here.
Now, we
He's now
do
learning to
want
use his
to
first
know
amendment
what's
protected.
so that we can treat it appropriately. If manganese is coming in, we want to do the things to fix the manganese. So we want to know what's
Welcome
coming in,
in, man.
but we can
Welcome in.
handle a wide variety of stuff. We're.
Good crowd. Thanks for coming in, guys. I appreciate it.
So take it all through.
It's called being exposed.
After
That's what it's
treatment,
called.
so you can see both, you can see how it's being treated.
Yes. So we
City
have
council
treatment
meeting.
plants all over the state that's addressing a wide variety of contaminants.
Look at the mayor's
We
head.
have
It's like a grape,
technologies to remove
almost.
all the
That's how red it
depending
is.
on what's in
And
your
I'm an
system,
Irish.
and we want to tailor your treatment plants for your water.
You know, we've sampled some bottled water and it was higher than ours.
Bottled water is an interesting thing. It's not regulated by us, it's regulated by the Division of Agriculture, the Department of Agriculture, and we don't know.
Oh, it'll be posted, don't worry.
So we do
Most
know
of
that
don't worry.
our water is
I'm sure
Hey,
there's
Cindy.
something about
Good to see you.
the lead helper
Yes.
thing we
It's
just
like a
did.
grape.
Uh-huh.
That came from the state, is that a federal or what?
That's a federal rule. And that, if you can remember a few years back, Flint, Michigan had the big lead issue where they
There's somebody else running for mayor.
water and lead and
Running
it
for
was
mayor.
hoarding. And so the federal government said, you need to make sure that every connection to every home
Running for mayor.
is not lead.
Oh, you're not running for
So
mayor.
we required,
What are you
because
running?
the federal government required that of us, we required like you and
You want to do
every
an
other
interview?
office in the state.
With you. Oh, you don't want to?
Physically verify each connection to each home, to make sure that it's not.
Let's do an interview.
You ever heard of any results?
There
Let's do an
are
interview.
very few homes in Utah.
He changed his mind. That's
So
nice.
it's
It's a good
really
idea,
great
actually.
in the state of Utah. And I think that just has
That's
to do
actually a
with
good
the
idea.
time
I'm a
of
nice guy.
construction.
Do an
So
interview.
places like.
Him I won't do an interview with.
They develop
He's a
lots
piece of shit.
and Utah did. And so they tend to have a lot more lead than states in the west.
It's quite a deal to get that done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
quite
yeah.
a deal, I'm sure.
It wasn't like the contractor just came and did it. Took a lot of our people several days to get through that.
Oh,
That sampling. Okay, I was just wondering how that came about.
No, I'm not gonna sit down.
Let's see what the engineers say now, won't we?
Yes, and I haven't seen the data, but I don't think you guys have any lead. I know there used to be some lead pipes, I had a little piece of lead pipe from one of your systems on my desk, but that was from an abandoned thing from years ago, so. I think
This guy's
over
name
the
is
years,
Seeley.
Staff, here.
I'm not sure
and
about this
pricing
fellow.
generally has gotten rid of
The other guy in the blue.
existence, so it's really not that big of a problem.
I'm definitely gonna get an interview with Celia though.
Okay,
We really appreciate
I can't say thanks enough for coming.
Light bulbs, oh yeah. Look at, they don't even have light bulbs in the
Well,
book.
we're happy to come talk
noticed
about
that?
anytime. On the flyer is contact information
Good catch,
for
guys.
the division. If you want to reach out to the division, you're welcome to do that. Or
Didn't even pay for the light bulbs.
Wow. We appreciate feeling useful.
That's pretty shot.
You can do my voice.
Actually, it's enough. Hey, good to see you. Thank you for coming in my
The
life.
people in Salt Lake treated us awful good, real good. When we needed emergency funding, nothing to it, it was done, just that quick.
Emergency funding was just
We
done.
we made out all right.
Quick.
In Salt Lake,
Wow, must be nice.
Well, you feel like it's a partnership.
yeah, and I guess we do too. So. Thanks for what you do, for being here.
Yeah, anytime.
Thanks for what you do.
First, in
Thanks
case
for
you want
being
to
here.
leave, so,
Yeah, we might take off if that's okay, but we're ready to come back.
okay, we'll invite you back probably.
Let's not clap. Nobody clap.
Thanks.
Nobody clap.
Thanks.
Okay, there's no introduction or adoption of resolutions or ordinances. We'll move on to reports. Barbara? Planning and zoning and
City council member.
everything else.
Planning and zoning.
Planning and zoning, we have our meeting tomorrow. And this is the regular one, right? It's not the public hearing for the annexation. This is just a regular planning and zoning. And
Nobody clapped. No, they're not gonna clap. There's nothing to clap.
for the ambulance, we've been trying for years to sell our old ambulances and just kind of lucked
Old ambulances.
out when I had a gentleman come
I'm the only one
to
standing, by the
calibrate our
way.
monitors.
Nobody else
and
is standing.
Fix our ambulance.
Well, those two
power.
fellows were standing.
And we started talking, and so if everything works out, he's coming to buy both our old ambulances and our cots, our old ones and stuff, so he's supposedly bringing us a cashier's check.
How much would they go for?
They have been up for sale for probably 4 years, 5 years, and we sold the two older ambulances.
Nobody wants to buy their old
and
crap.
2 power cots for $45,000. So, excited
Buy
about
their old crap.
getting that check and getting some of our surplus equipment gone. So, and that's all I got.
I think that's a fair deal.
That's all you got. It's a fair deal.
Okay,
Very fair deal.
Don's not here, anybody, Chuck, anything?
No, I didn't have
No, he's got nothing to say.
I think,
let's see. Grant?
Yeah.
For the cemetery, you think of?
Nope, not right now.
Nothing to say, I guess.
the engineers are waiting for a letter to get back to them.
No,
We
didn't
didn't
have a comment.
or They didn't get it
Interesting.
to us. That's where I was.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
They're just waiting for the survey on the other
Yeah,
side.
we're making the survey.
Still waiting.
Still waiting.
And I think that'll
So,
probably happen in the next
you
few
couldn't
weeks.
hear, he said still
Didn't I
waiting.
say that last meeting?
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
It's the way it goes.
Okay, Liz, community days,
It's the
newsletter.
way it goes. Hey, Justin, good to see you, buddy. Thank you.
Everything's due by the 20th. For the newsletter by
The way it goes.
20th or 22nd?
22nd,
Very
by
interesting.
5.
Okay. I was like,
And, as far as community days, vendors, that's closed. We have all of our vendors signed up, so I just closed it. Picking up garbage, have anyone
That's taken care of.
taken care of for that? Okay. And then horseshoes, the horseshoe tournament. Dale Dickey has always done it.
I'm actually pretty good at horseshoes.
got married and,
So,
But when you go over to the park over there, the bathrooms aren't ever open. So people can't stay at the park.
we do a horseshoe tournament that I'm aware of. That's
Maybe Danny?
Here he is. Hey, Justin, here he is. That's the guy. There he is.
Danny Jekyll.
Justin.
Right.
We're gonna make him famous.
For sure, that's for sure.
We're gonna make him famous. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, you're already famous. Oh, really? Oh, good. We're gonna make him more famous.
I can't put in the newsletter, but that's pretty close.
You're very fucking welcome. Very welcome.
To see if anybody wants to run that as well.
We're gonna make you famous.
It's up to Dan, do you know?
Trust me.
Talk to him? Okay. And, but that's really
The
the only
nerve
thing that I have.
of the
As
famous.
far as a concern is the horseshoe tournament.
Anything that you might know about that might be a priority for Liz? Let's not spring it on her in the last minute.
Mayor says we're doing good.
With
Last week he said we're broke as shit.
for the museum and
This week
also
we're doing
raffle
good.
tickets for
Interesting.
places that they wanted us to.
That's probably.
I guess things change in a week.
Probably everything in yet. Yes.
I'll ask him, I'll talk to him. and make
Have you
sure he's
seen the
still-
t-shirts when that green here?
No, but we have lots over to, I
Oh,
guess we can start selling some of them here too.
days of, I was blown away, I couldn't believe how many there was.
I know.
Just take
He
a
can't
look.
handle the heat.
And read that.
Okay, we'll take some. of
Hey,
those
thank
to
you, my
us as
lively.
well
I appreciate
for
you coming in, man.
some-
Seriously, thanks for everything.
I was thinking about maybe giving one of each to the kids as they leave this year from their employment or something.
Okay.
So maybe we can do that.
So that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Jesse, ambulance and fire.
I haven't really heard much from Cody, I was just gonna ask Grant, did we get the repairs done on engine one?
No, it actually needs to go to Salt Lake.
Oh, it changed it
Yep.
worse than.
When they got into it, they got a little nervous. They didn't wanna,
They got nervous.
they didn't want to mess anything up, make a bigger problem.
They didn't wanna
So
mess
we've
things
gotta
up.
take it up to Salt Lake and have them fix it.
Yeah, it's probably a better, good idea to get a new job. I agree.
That sounds like a fantastic deal.
I had a call yesterday, but was canceled, down on the highway.
From what I understand, I never could get any more information about it, but
That's kind of what I
We
understood.
got a window to fix, where's
We
that?
got to see Canyon and they called us off.
yeah, I didn't hear anything other than the pagers had gone out and then didn't hear anything after that, so.
Yeah, that was, a guy by the name of Seeley. He told me about the water earlier.
Our reservoir is down 74.5. They're just about finished with the signs around town, so, Matt says there's not much left to do with that. Bids, are coming in on the treatment plant, so in the next maybe week or so, we'll hopefully we can get that going.
Hey, Robbie, thanks. Hey, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, so the youth
Great video
program
today, by the
is
way.
finished next week.
Hey, you wanna see the guy?
Really
wanna see him?
difficult.
There he is.
We can't hire them.
That's the guy.
They just ran trying to keep them busy.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Too many. You either, if you wanted to hire that many kids, you're gonna have to break it up. It was really a hassle for the maintenance to try to keep them busy.
Or hire a supervisor too.
Yeah.
Hire some for the first 4 weeks and hire some for the next.
It's, like herding cats.
Yeah, it's
It's like
over,
herding
so
cats,
we'll
he
figure out.
says.
We can't do that.
Mayor says it's like herding cats.
Most of their experience hired them for the full time,
Yeah.
and then the other ones maybe a training or something.
Anyway, that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all he has.
That kid was saying, or Chuck was saying about the kids over again. We did all right. A lot of times they didn't know what they were doing or where they were going.
Didn't know
I
what they
think
were
the
doing or
maintenance
going, he
department did
says.
a fabulous job with them. My hat's off to them for that.
They're good kids.
They're good kids.
He probably needs a
They did
hand
all
for
they
that
could
damn
do
grape he's got.
with knowing what they knew, you know, that's the issue, so. I'm pleased with that. I met with dispatch on Thursday. Our dispatch fees will go up to, up another $388 is all this year. That still puts it over $30,000
Welcome to the
a year.
show, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Rocky Mountain Power received the streetlights today. And, we're gonna start installing them on the 7th,
Pretty nice.
and that, they hope to be done the week of the 7th.
They are.
I do too.
There was a big party before the meeting tonight. I'm sure they got drunk.
Like they said, the engine is gonna have to go to, fire engine gonna have to go to Salt Lake. Working on Menace project, my. more of a disaster than I thought it was.
Just a disaster.
I opened the doors. And I was concerned about methane in there.
He was
So we
concerned, he
called
said.
Grant called what do they call now, Enbridge or whatever? Enbridge. And they came up and cleared the building. But looking in the building, none of the equipment in there that's been in there for years and years and years was intrinsically safe. Meaning it wouldn't cause an explosion in
I
there.
wonder who's in charge
So
of
we
that.
pull the power clear off the building, that's done. Grant's been in there. and
This
pulled
guy's
up
in
the
charge of
floor,
it, look,
which I think will
that's the
make the
guy's in
biggest
charge of it,
difference.
right there.
Because we'll put the roof on here hopefully in the next few days, but it still has to be vented for methane gas.
Ronnie, you're making me laugh, knock it on.
Let's hope that this capturing it at the floor does the trick.
Damn, that was funny. This is the shoe.
Was that the smell?
It's a really big shoe.
Well, I know.
No?
Really
You know,
big shoe.
the sewer line is really old, and from the golf course road, they went out and they flushed it. And they said, it's just like this. Instead of being a smooth flow that would get rid of anything, no, it's not that. So, he mentioned that the smell has gone down, so we really, are glad for that.
Smells pretty bad, I guess.
Thank you, guys.
Grant,
Just keep your fingers crossed. That's the thing right now.
I'll keep my fingers crossed.
This gets us to like the possibility of explosion and stuff, that's all gone away.
Of an explosion. Wow. That's
Yeah,
probably not a good thing.
We'll be all right there, I hope. We had a police event last night, and a window was kicked out of the police vehicle, I understand.
A window was kicked
We
out
lost
of
the
the
police
police vehicle.
contract with ECDC, that'll be finished this week.
They
Security
lost a
contract.
contract. I wonder what's
For
going
this
on in
month,
this
I
town.
think.
Very interesting.
They're going automated down there, so. We expecting that.
Bunch of disasters, it sounds like.
Did anyone get to court on Friday? Should have been there to see how things are delayed.
See how
Big one
things
over
are
here.
delayed.
If it goes to court in October,
I
September,
mean,
October.
you can't
it'll be
make this
nothing.
shit up, man. You can't make this shit up.
The bids for the plant tomorrow will be a week, right, Liz? And then we'll have to wait another 7 days, and we'll see when we can get that done. That's for a little contract, little contract, concrete work, quite a bit. But it goes right along with the, other work we wanna do there, to make it look nice.
Yeah, they want to make it look nice for
So
themselves.
there's quite a bit there.
It's pretty nice of them.
That's all I have.
Pretty nice of them.
No old business, no new business, payables. Are you able to, Liz?
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion, we pay the payables.
I'll go
Yeah,
with you,
motion
Darren.
to pay
I'll
payables.
go with you.
All in favor? Opposed, any?
Opposed.
We adjourn.
Opposed.
You've been here a long time, Mark.
I know.
Anybody want to second?
Oh, they've been here a long time. Wow,
All right,
look at that.
all in favor? Thank you.
A long time, all the disasters. Look, look, everybody. Look, everybody. Look at the grape on that guy. Look. Look at the grape on that guy. Bunch of blabbering idiots. Bunch of blabbering idiots. And they say just a bunch of nothing. That's all they do. Say just a bunch of nothing. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Grant, piece of garbage, scumbag niece. There he goes.
Thanks, Boo.
We're gonna make him famous as fuck. We already have, actually. Yeah, that looks like it's it. Even the grape. Look at the grape. Things about the. Look at the grape of that thing. We're gonna use him as a thumbnail coming up all by his lonesome right there. The scumbag who doesn't even buy a piece of gum. His new name, everyone, is Decrepit Dave. That's his new name. Just made it up. Okay, we're gonna go out. We're done with these criminals for today. We're gonna go out the door. Well, that was fun, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't that fun? I'm sure I had a good time. Here's the decrepit truck they were talking about selling for last year's that nobody wants to buy. Go figure. Hey, thank you guys for coming in. That was fun. It's a roadshow. That's what we're doing. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ann. Let me say hello to everybody coming in. Jody. Oh, hi. Thanks, buddy. Cindy, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you, Robbie. Good, thanks, buddy. Hey, thank you for everything. That was a great video today. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Who else was in here that I missed? Justin, way back then. Garza, hey, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for everything. We're all going to make him famous now. Here, turn it around. Pit of hell. Thanks for coming in, guys. Bye-bye. There he is. How are you, sir?
Good.
Good to see you. I'm wonderful, thank you.
I haven't seen you for a while.
Nope, it's been a little bit.
Things all right?
Of course.
Since you moved?
Yeah, things are good.
Where do you live at?
I'm down here at the mobile home park for now.
Oh, you live down.
Till my court date.
Oh, about the dog?
Yeah. About the dog. 1 year later. 1 year later.
Oh, man.
Exactly. So the exposure they'll love and the exposure they'll get.
Yeah.
It's exactly what's happening. 50,000 people have looked at me in the last month and my videos over these people.
Yeah.
And soon it'll be 500,000 and then it'll be 1 million. So they're going to answer to a lot of people, not just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the good, for a good reason. They all need to quit, get fired, retire, something.
I'm running.
Huh?
City council.
Who is? Oh, you're running for city council. Oh, I did not know
I
that.
don't know if it's a good thing or not.
Oh, no, it is a good thing. Are you running against Grant?
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like me to endorse you, I will, because you're going to win. Whoever I endorse is going to win. Trust me on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Trust me on that. Trust me on that. Whoever I endorse is going to win. Because you guys got 2 months, and by the time I'm done with them, they're all going to want to quit
Yeah.
because of what the fuck they did to me.
Yeah, that was screwed up. That's so bad.
And since I'm so effective, I wouldn't want to mess with me
Yeah.
because I got a lot of friends.
Yeah, you did.
Nobody knew
You're a good man.
about me. Nobody. I put a lot of effort into this town. Me, myself, alone, and a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they all backstabbed me.
With the store.
Correct. I built a house here too. Before that store. Top to bottom.
Yeah.
On the worst block in this city. Across from the Duncans. That was my house I built.
I don't know.
On
where
Edge Hill Place, 512. Go look at it, top to bottom. I spent a lot of money on that house.
Yeah.
It was like nobody lived there in 10 years. I moved here, I fixed it, and then I built that store. And that's how these fuckers treat me. I don't appreciate it. And this is how bad I don't appreciate it.
Didn't mean to get you all riled up. Sorry.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm fine. I'm good now. I mean, I'm good. I didn't know you were running, actually.
Yeah, Brad Adams.
I didn't know you were running. I appreciate you.
Hopefully we can change it. Things do
Oh,
need-
it's going to get changed.
So many things need to change.
See, everybody's worrying about the election here. I don't give a shit. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm way more effective than their stupid ass election.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter in the end because they got to answer to the world. I wouldn't want to answer to the world. Would you? No, they'll be, why do you think people are not running this time? Liz and the mayor, and because of me.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful evening.
Okay, you too.
I'm going to go home and talk to my girlfriend now and laugh. She's going to go, holy shit, you were funny as hell. The one lady out here said to me,